class. This is my friend Teddy, and today Teddy and I are super sad because Teddy got invited to a super fun swim party, but he can't go because he doesn't know how to swim. What? You think that we should invite him to class today and then we could teach him how to swim? I think that's a great idea. Let's try it out. All right, so if we are going to teach Teddy how to swim, one of the things he needs to know is how to swim on his front. When we're swimming on our front, the very first part is learning how to float. Can everyone show me their fronts? Right, your front is your belly, the front of your face, the front of your legs, right here. So, when we're floating, a couple important things to remember are that your face will be down in the water, so you need to hold your breath because unfortunately, we can't breathe underwater. The next thing is to look down. If you're trying to float and you look up, the rest of your body is just gonna sink. And the last thing is that we need to relax. When I'm tight and my muscles are all tight in the water, I'm gonna sink like a brick. But if I can relax, then that can help me float. So when we're getting ready to float in the water, the first thing we do is tuck our legs up to get them off the bottom of the pool. Then, like in the visual here, we spring our legs back so they're both straight out, and then we lay flat like a pancake, remembering to hold our breath, look down, and relax. So, after we're done floating on our bellies for however long we want, we need to come back. So, that is the reverse of what we did. When we're on our bellies, we are gonna tuck our legs in like the visual, and then stand up, shoot them straight down, and stand up. All right, Teddy, we just learned how to float. Now let's move on to the next thing, which is gliding. You'll be able to go to your swim party in no time. Now gliding is big kid stuff because this is like real swimming. When we glide, we like to think of our bodies as a rocket ship, which means that we want our arms straight. Teddy's gonna be my example. Straight out in front of him. Our legs are straight as well. They're back behind us and our feet are together. And then we push ourselves through the water and we glide like a rocket ship, keeping our body nice, tight, and straight. Now that we know how to front glide, we get to choose how we want to kick. Now, I will provide you with two different options with how you can kick. One is what I like to call the motor, because your legs kick back and forth, like a motor. So, pretending like my arms right here are my legs because we're not in the pool, your arms kick back and forth, and back and forth. They alternate. So while you do this, you want to bend at your knee, and you want to keep your toe pointed, and then your kicks are small and fast. So while you do this, you think bend, extend, over and over. Here's a picture of someone doing this kick. The other option is what I like to call frog legs because it looks like when a frog swims through the water. They start with their knees out like this, they extend their legs, and then they bring them right back to the middle. So while frogs swim, they think out, back, and around. Out, back, and around. All right, now the last thing that we're gonna put together in order for Teddy to totally be able to swim and go to his party is some arm action. So I'll teach you guys two different ways. One is what I like to call the straight arm swirl. So it's called the straight arm swirl because our arms start straight out in front of us and then they swirl backwards like this. So they go straight out in front of us and then swirl around. This motion goes over and over. The second one is called the windmill. Now, you guys will learn this more in depth later, but for now, we want to think of our arms as windmills that move opposite of each other, and we circle them like this over and over to try to propel through the water while we're swimming. So let's do a quick review. First, we talked about floating, where it's important to hold your breath, look down, and relax. And then, the cues for floating included tuck up, spring back, and then pancake. And then for the recovery, they included tuck in and then stand up. From floating, we went to gliding. When we glide, remember how we wanted our bodies to look like rocket ships through the water. Part 2 included when we got to start using our legs. Our two options were the motor legs, the kick, 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 or the frog legs that went out and came around. Finally, when we added our arms in, we had two options for arms. Those included the straight arm swirl and the windmill. Thank you all so much for helping today. Now, Teddy can join his friends at the swim party.